Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Gendron Tarot by Melanie Gendron. Website at the top here is usgamesinc.com if you're interested. Supportive Oracle cards, Whispers of Love by Angela Hartfield. Artwork by Josephine Wall. I love the artwork on these cards. So let me get the website here real quick. It's Blue Angel Online. Let's see if I got it right. Blue Angel Online. Yep. .com. I missed that part. Feel free to freeze frame if you want that information, of course. All right. What do we have for Aquarius? What is up with that? A reversal in the Oracle cards. Turn on your heart light? Okay. It's a very beautiful card, but it came in upside down for the other side. So maybe they're shutting down. Somebody here is shutting down, is what I think is. I feel like that's what that's saying, is somebody is shutting down. Do you know that's happening yet? I think it's coming forward. Two cards come out. They were pushing out Be Authentic and You're Limitless. So there's these two. Let me just put them to the side because I feel like you're not realizing where this is going, or either that or you're not realizing that it's about to hit a wall. Because I feel like when I'm seeing that Nine of Wands, it's like you're hitting a wall coming up. So you're going that way. You're hitting a wall. But it's something where you can't really give in on this. So it's kind of like you're hitting a wall, but on the same token, you got to hold the line at the same time. Where is this going? Because I feel like currently this situation should be good. Page of Cups and the Star card. Something isn't working right here. What's not right? This energy should be more compatible with you. This is the Justice card. Sometimes talks about Libra. Should match up with you good. But this energy is not... It's not working to your favor. It's working to its own favor. And it doesn't want you to know what's going on. It doesn't want you to know what's going on. I'm getting this... See, this energy is compatible, which is weird. But for what they want... They've decided that they can't tell you what's going on. They've decided they cannot do that with the Five of Cups. It's not, I don't know, they've decided they can't. And they're kind of like off on their own. There's something here that's not working quite right. A lot going on in the shadows here. Can we get more information about that? I know it's a general read, but still. What's going on with the shadows? What's going on with the shadows? They definitely have their desire on something. The Lover's card came up with the Page of Wands. Maybe they're going for something that it's kind of like, well, maybe this is breaking the rules a little bit, but they've decided that this is what they need to do. This reminds me of people who are leaving jobs, but like, there's a couple companies I've worked for that like when somebody gives notice, they're like, well, no, you need to leave right now. Like, they give them notice, and within 5 to 10 minutes, they're like, have somebody comes over to start packing up their desk, and they're walked right out. They're not allowed to continue. And I've seen people kind of like, they need, like, say there's a month and a half before the new job starts. They just won't tell anybody until, like, the week before, or maybe even a couple days before. Like, say they start Monday, they'll let them know Thursday or Friday. Yeah, I quit. Because they can't afford to be without the money. So they'll like, yeah, I quit, and then they kind of move on. This feels similar to me. This side, there's success going on for them. They've got a lot of success going on for them, but they're not including you in it. They're just not letting you know what's going on. They are really just kind of like, they're disappearing. They're getting ready to just go and make their decision. If that's really warranted in this situation, I guess that's subjective to what you're dealing with. That seems to be what they feel they need to do. You've got a lot going on in your side. I love you, love who you are, be willing to express love. There's a lot of love going on here. Alright, I feel like they're trying to help you not get sucked into this. I think that's the advice here, to not let your emotions get sucked into this. It's almost like, alright, you want to go, then go. It's kind of like one of those. Like, let it go. Like, when you get the information, accept it for what it is. That's what I think this one's really about. When they want to go, let them go. Like, whoever's going, alright, then go. Who else had this? Was it Gemini? I don't know who the other one was. It might have been Gemini. If they want to go, let them go. Just let them go. And then re-stabilize your own energy where you want it to go after this is gone. Like, center on, all right, that energy's gone. Where are you going to go after this? Like, what do you want after this? Like, taking the energy away from whatever's happening, just accepting what's happening, and then just like, all right, that's not going to work, so what do I want instead? And centering your energy there. Because I feel like there's the need to, like, get pulled into something that you don't need to be. Just be authentic with yourself, and just, this is the authentic one. It's kind of like, I don't really feel like I like how this is playing out. I don't think you're going to really like how it's being done. Now that was Capricorn, I'm pretty sure. They didn't like what was happening either. But it's kind of like, it's, instead of wasting your time on something that didn't work, just redirecting it towards where you want it to go. There's just like this catch-22 here, because there is some stress from this. There's stress going on, and like when you're aggravated, you know, it's hard not to say your piece. But the question is, does it matter for you? Like, if we're going to take this in an artistic way, instead of like going to this person and telling them what you really think, working it out in a letter and just burning the letter, or just leaving it for your own. Like, working it out through a letter to this person but never sending it, so that you can get those feelings and you can work out those emotions and you can just let it go. Something like that. I would kind of... I'm a fan of the... How do you say this? It's called the letters to the universe. When you want to talk to somebody but you don't really have the ability to do so, you write a letter to the universe, you address it to that person, and you say everything as if you were saying it to their face. It has the effect as if you did. So if you write a letter to this person, it could aggravate them, or they might just be angry with you if you get really biting with it. They just might not know why they're angry with you, if that makes sense. Just as a heads up with that, because it usually works. Like, the energy is sent, the intent is there, but they might not have consciously the knowledge to know what really is going on. But subconsciously, their inner being knows that something has happened, if that makes sense. Yeah, I feel like just let it go. I know that sounds weird. I don't know. What else am I supposed to say with this? What else can go better for Aquarius here? Because I feel like that's too simple. Because it's just kind of like, it's easier said than done. Like, for me, I use a Paul McKenna book. It's called How to Mend Your Broken Heart. I think that's what it's called. Something about mend your broken heart. And I take the energy away from the situation, and I put it more in my control, and it's easier to move on from it. Kind of like, this situation isn't serving me. I'm just getting angry with it or upset with it. I don't want to be playing into it anymore. I want it to let go. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I just want to let it be at peace so I can go on to better things. That book has a lot of exercises that might empower you that way. I just feel like this is too simple. Like, maybe it needs to be. Strength. You have the strength to do this. The Six of Pentacles. This is going to balance out. Ooh. Be careful how you handle this. By going into this, and if you have something to say, it could perpetuate it longer than you need it to. The other side feels to me it's already made its decision. And it's working towards the new goal. It's going towards something else. The energy is definitely, like, they're saying the sooner you can let go of it, the healthier it'll be for you. I just feel like this is when, Thanksgiving dinner's been thrown on the floor and people are trying to pick up what they can and see what they can salvage. It's kind of like, let's just throw it all away and get a pizza and move on from it. It's less aggravation. We can at least have something we enjoy eating and we can just enjoy the time together and we can move on. Let's just call it for what it is. It does feel like that, like, because I know these readings go all over the world. Thanksgiving is just, it's a family dinner that's kind of changing here in the U.S. It's just kind of like all of this energy is put into this dinner, and everybody coming, and everybody's making their dishes, or maybe one person's making this great dinner with the whole mashed potatoes, the turkey, the desserts, all this other good stuff. If it gets ruined, though, it gets very stressful. I'm saying this is kind of like that analogy. Like, it feels like that type of energy is here. All this effort is into something. All of this was put in to make this happen, and then it's failing. It's kind of like saying, all right, listen, the turkey was bad. Let's say the turkey is bad. It's not edible for whatever reason. And some other stuff here, it looks like some of those things might have been contained within some of these other dishes. Let's just decide, like, all right, the main dish isn't working. A couple of dishes have to be thrown out because we don't know if they're going to work out and people could get sick, so we're going to have to throw all that out. There's really not a lot here left to really make a full dinner. So let's pack that up, put that away for another day, and just go and go to a restaurant. Just go to a restaurant and just enjoy a meal together and just call it for what it is. And just accept it as the failure it was, so that the sooner we accept it, we can move in a different energy. We can actually have some good food that we all want. We can decide how that needs to be worked out. Like, listen, I don't have money to pay for y'all, but if you have money to pay for yourselves, you can come to this restaurant. Otherwise, Thanksgiving has been canceled. I'm sorry. And just letting it go and just trying to move forward with it. Kind of like life happens. This is what life has dealt us. We just got to deal with it, move forward, and make it the best we can. It's hard to do because it's kind of like the need to salvage, the need to make it right. It's kind of like you don't want to give up on it, but on the other hand, it's like if you step back and you're like looking at it from the outside, you're like, it's just a dinner. And the more we fight to try to make it this dinner that's not going to work, the harder it gets, the more stressful it becomes, the more unhappy we become. Accepting it like it failed. Throwing away what needs to be thrown away, putting away what we have left over, instead of like going crazy and trying to start over from scratch, let's just call it for what it is and just take it in a different direction. Or, just because it's Thanksgiving doesn't mean we have to have turkey. We have like 5 DiGiorno's in the freezer. Everybody up for DiGiorno? Okay, we're going to have DiGiorno. That's like a frozen pizza. In case you don't know. It's a frozen pizza here in the U.S. Which is semi-okay. I got some extra cheese. We can throw some extra cheese on them. Cook them up. It's not ideal, but at least we can all eat together. We can enjoy life together. We can just enjoy this for the time we have together. And like the food didn't work out ideally, but let's just accept it, move on from it, and then just enjoy the day the best we can. That's very much how this feels. And I feel like I keep explaining it because I feel like I wouldn't have the easiest time accepting it either. I really don't. But I also see, like, if I could step back and just kind of see it for what it is and kind of like, instead of fighting to make something that it's never going to be, like, it's just at this point, it's just not going to work out correctly, just accepting it, sorting it out, and like, let's just make it this. At least this is something good. It's more about the people anyway. At least in my opinion, that's what those dinners are supposed to be. It's supposed to be more about the people, not about the actual like food. It's supposed to be more about the people, in my opinion. So it's kind of like redirecting that energy, putting it in a different perspective, and going like, we can do this, and we'll move on however we need to. I just got the reverse analogy. Do I really want to take the time to do that? Maybe it happened the reverse. Maybe people are arguing and not everybody wants to show up. Okay, you don't want to show up to the dinner. Don't. We have too much food. That's okay. We got a freezer. We're giving it away. Worst happens, it gets thrown out. We just have to accept it. Move on. If people don't want to show up, we just accept it. We let it go. I've had that happen too. Actually, don't wait your whole life away for somebody who doesn't want to show up. They don't want to show up. Accept it. Move forward without them. Just accept it. Let it be. It's hard when you step back. It's like, I hope I'm not giving too many analogies here, but I feel like this is what this situation is. Accepting it for what it is and just moving your energy forward from it so you can be more in a happier energy. It's kind of like these moments have to happen in life where they just suck, technically. just suck. But it's kind of like we don't have to live in that energy. We don't have to spend months in that energy. It lasts an hour or two, maybe a day or two where it's just really bad. Say it lasts 2 or 3 days. It's just really bad. It sucks. We don't like it. And maybe that was as far as it had to go. And then we just, instead of holding on to that for the next 7 or 8 months, we're just kind of like, you know what? It did. It wasn't good. I didn't like it, but I have to process it, step away from it, and let it go. I don't want to take it with me forward. If I take it with me forward, it just drags down my life. That's no good. I don't want that. So start working towards letting it go. Typically, it takes a little work to let it go, yeah, but the sooner we decide to move on from it and let it go, the sooner things start getting better. All right, well, if I haven't beat the horse to death, it's definitely dead now. So I'm letting it go. Thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.